I was sitting in this row about 3 years ago at the final night of the district council. And as Pastor A was introduced to speak and he was getting close to concluding his message, he gave an altar call. And I felt the Holy Spirit prompt me to respond to the altar call. And I remember just walking my way to the altar and just position myself to worship and hear from the Lord. And I remember so distinctly the Lord spoke to me and he said, "Son, if you serve me, you will never hunger and you'll never thirst." And I was shocked a little bit and wasn't quite sure what that meant, but immediately I was reminded that for the past few months, I've been praying to be able to serve at my current church, Sacramento Dream Center, in a full-time capacity. But I was a little worried as far as how finances would work, because I was currently employed and making quite a bit of good money, but I wasn't quite sure if I quit, what that would look like and how things would be taken care of. But I felt like that night that the Lord wanted me to step out in faith. And so the following day, I gave my employer my 2-week notice and resigned 2 weeks later. And I remember a few days after walking into the Dream Center, not knowing what that was going to look like. And Pastor Darrell walking up to me and said, "Hey, would you be open to take a associate pastor position and come on as a full-time in our staff?" I was completely just overwhelmed, but at the same time, of course, I felt the Spirit of God and bear witness with my spirit. So I said, absolutely. And so from that point forward, I began to assist the pastor in a church on a weekly basis throughout the week, running the Sunday services, doing Bible studies every single week that turned into a year-long Bible studies. And even now, I'm privileged to work with our youth and actually oversee our entire youth department from K all the way to our college age. And I've just been incredibly blessed to be able to step out in faith and just trust God at His Word. And I know that night, I'm not the only one. I wasn't the only one that got touched. But I do know that I am absolutely eternally grateful to our district council, to Pastor Abe, and to the Lord for touching my life that night. Thank you.